for the recording. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the comparable and the comparator. Okay, so comparable and comparator both are the interfaces. Both are the interfaces present in java.util package. Java.util package, and I can say both are the interfaces from the collection framework. Both are from collection framework itself. Both are from collection framework. Okay, and both usability is exactly same. So both are used to perform. Both are used to perform sorting. Both are used to perform a sorting. So whenever we guys have to go for the sorting, okay, it may be either ascending order, or a descending order. Okay, any order if you want, you have to go for the either comparable or the comparator interfaces. Either comparable or a comparator interfaces. So whenever we have to go for this one sorting, we should go for this one. Then why both? Why both comparator and the comparable interfaces actually? Why not only one? Okay, so actually I can say about the comparable. See, this comparable is single sorting sequence. It provides the comparable provides single sorting sequence. Single sorting sequence. Single sorting sequence we can say. And when we go for the comparator, it provides multiple we can say multiple sorting sequence. Sorting sequence we can say. So actually see what exactly mean of the multiple, okay, or single we can say. So here actually assume like we have the employee class. Assume we have the employee class. Okay, with the employee class with the employee ID, okay, employee name, and employee salary fields. So these are the fields actually. These are the fields of the employee class. So comparable is provide single sorting sequence means what? Either we can go for employee ID, sorting by employee ID. We can go for sorting by employee ID, or I can say or name, okay, or we can say simply salary or salary. So at a time either we can sort the data in the employee ID by the employee ID, or we by the name, or by the salary. Okay, but when we go for the comparator, we can sort the data at a time by employee ID, okay, at the same time employee name, okay, and employee salary. So that is what exactly difference here. So whenever I want the single sorting sequence, I should go for the comparable, okay, and whenever I want the multiple sorting sequence, I should go for the comparator. Here I want to just make small change here, that the comparator, this comparator class, comparator is from the java.util package, not both here. Okay, comparator from java.util package, whereas comparable is from the java.lan package. So I just want to make change here small. Java.lan package is comparable belongs, and this one is belongs to the java.util package. It is from the java.util package. Okay, so major differences I'm just telling here. And one more important thing, like whenever we go for the sorting, actually, whenever we go for the sorting, here we have the method as a comparative. In case of a comparable interface, we have the method as a compare to method is there. Compare to method is there. Compare to method is there. So in that comparative, we have to provide the object. We have to provide the object obj. So internally, whenever we try to add the element, it will internally call the comparative method. Okay, and we'll compare the object. Okay, on which sorting order we have to go for, by ID, by name, by salary, like that one. So this is what the method. But when we go to the comparator, actually, when we go to the comparator, we have the method as a compare. We have the method as a compare, and in that one we have to pass both the object obj1, okay, comma object obj2, we can say object obj1 and the obj2. So this is what the difference. In the comparable case, we have the compare to method. In comparable case, we have the compare to method, and in a comparator, we have the compare itself. So here single parameter, okay, and here two parameter of the object type, we can say. Okay. Next, whenever we go for the sorting here, whenever we go for the sorting by using a comparable, in case of a comparable, in case of a comparable, we can say, we have to write one class, actually, collections. Okay, and collections, we have the method as a sort, collection dot sort, and here actually whatever the list you want to go for sorting, okay, we can use that list. Whatever the list you guys want to go for sorting, we can go for this one. But in case of a comparator, okay, we have to write like this one, collections dot, again same, it up to this one, sort. Okay, here we can just go for the list. Here we can go for the list, but here we have to provide the comparator. Here we have to provide the comparator. So here actually in this case we are going to create a separate class. So in the case of a comparable, original class is not going to be changed, but in case of a comparator, new class is original, or here actually, sorry, in case of a comparable, original class is going to be changed. So whatever the changes we have to made, we have to do with that original class. That means that here assume we have the employee class. So in employee class itself, we have to add the comparable. Okay, but comparator, in while using comparator, original class is not going to be changed. Original class is not going to be changed. We can simply create a separate classes. Okay, and that classes we can put the sorting sequence, either read by ID, by name, by salary, whatever. Okay, and that comparator class object we can put over here. Okay, that comparator class we can use over here. Okay, so programmatically I want to show you this one. Okay, you please see here. Okay, I just go into the Eclipse. We'll first go for the comparable. Okay, and then later we'll go for the comparator. Okay, so assume like okay, here is our demo project Ilto here. Okay, in that one I just go for the, already we have created the collection. Okay, here, so in the collection itself I just try to create one more class. Okay, in that class test, okay, comparable, I just say test comparable. Okay, so we have the employee class is there, so I just write a test employee comparable is there, and here public static void main is there. Okay, very simply I will use any list class. I will use any list class over here. So assume like I just have the list. Okay, small list. Okay, is equals to new, and I just put it an array list. I just put it an array list. In that array list, okay, in that array list, this is java.util package. This is also from the java.util package. Okay, and we have the list dot. Assume like we have the add. Okay, and in that one I have put it the names like sorry here. Okay, I just put it here the ram. Okay, then exactly same, I just copy and paste this, control C, control V, control V, control V. Okay, and here we have put it the jam. Okay, then I just make it as the sham. Okay, and I just finally I have written here the asha. Okay, like this one. So I do have these four objects I have put in. Okay, and you know that whenever we try to display it, just I write sys out. Okay, and in that one I am trying to display the list. I'm trying to display the list. If you try to execute this, if you try to execute this, you can see it will show you ram, jam, sham, and asha, like this one. So this is what exactly the output. Okay, now we want to perform some sorting on that. Okay, we want to perform some sorting on that, and we'll see list dot, we'll see here, is there any method here as a sort? Okay, is there any method as a sort over here? So we can just write here sort. Okay, and here actually it is asking us the comparable or the comparator. It is asking us the comparable or the comparator or the, okay, like this one. Or here I can simply write collections dot sort method, collections dot sort method, and we can just specify the, we can just specify this one, list. Okay. Control S. Okay, I just added, and then again we will try to write a sys out. Okay, and then we have the list. We have the list. We'll try to run this. Okay, we'll try to run this. You can see. Okay, output is what? It is in the sorting order. Output is, it is in the sorting order. So as I do have the elements ram, sham, jam, that is what the string type. All these are with the string type, and I have performed collections dot sort. This collection is one of the class, sort is a static method which is used to perform the sorting. I just provided the list. Okay, and it is going for the sorting. It is going for the sorting. There is no problem with this. There is no problem with the this one. If assume like in that one we have put it okay, like numbers to list dot add. Okay, and now here if I try to like this one, see here, like I just try to add the 10. Okay, I just try to add the here as a 10. Okay, and now you can see the output here. See, I just added that number over here. Okay, and whenever I try to go for this one, okay, so for sorting actually all the elements should be of one type only. So Java land string cannot be cast to the java.land.integers here. So to perform this one, okay, to perform this one, I will just make it as the string. Okay, I will just make it as the string type. Okay, here too I just made it as the string type. Okay, so now, okay, there is no problem. It is at the compile time itself, it is saying that, okay, you cannot add the integers. And now if you do this one, okay, that it will perform the sorting. So to go for the sorting, all elements must be of the same type. All elements should be must of the same type. So we have did like this one. So as elements are of a type primitive, as elements are a type primitive, that means that if assume like in this one I just try to provide the integers, integer. Okay, like this one I am trying to put this one integer here. Okay, integer. Okay, I just made like this one. I will put all these into the comment simply. Okay, so all these I have been put it on the comment. Okay, now I just try to add this list dot add 10. Okay, then list dot add in a bracket will provide here the 5. Will provide here the 5. Okay, exactly same list dot add. Okay, I in the bracket I will provide the 1. Okay, bracket complete. Okay, list dot add. Okay, and I just try to provide the 9. Okay, so in this way I tried. So all elements are of type integer. Okay, before and after, if you want to see here, it will be get happen. it will be get happen 10519 was there, and now it is the 1599, the 10 it is there. So as the elements are of a type this integer, okay, float, double, character, okay, that are of a type of wrapper classes, or we can say are of a type of string, there is no problem that this collection.sort method, collections.sort method can perform the sorting, can perform the sorting automatically over here. There is no problem with this one. There is no problem with this one. So it can be performed here. It can be performed like this one. Okay. But if assume like we have the elements of a type, we have the elements of type employee in this. Okay. So I just try to comment this one. Okay. And we're going to create a list. Okay. Again, I just copy paste this one. Control C. Okay, Control V. Okay, I want to add the types of the element over here, the employee. Okay, employee. Okay, here to the employee. Now my list is of type employee. My list is of type employee. Okay, Control S. Okay, semicolon like this one. Now assume like just system.println, and I'm trying to sort the data, and what it is saying, the method sort list, the type employee collection is not applicable to here. It is not applicable to here. It is simply saying like this one. Even though employee, see, employee is there. We have the employee with the employee ID, name, and the salary. Okay, I do have the put and hash code and all the methods over here. But when I try to sort it, it is giving the problem. That why it is giving the problem? See, same code it was work for the integer. Same code it was work for the string. But now it is not working for the employee. I have not even added the element. I just try to create the employees object. Employee, see, employee emp1 is equals to new, and here the employee. Okay, employee. In a bracket, I just put here 101 comma. Okay, name of the employee as a Ram. Okay, then I can say here the salary is a 60 like this one. Okay, that is what the 60. This is what the first object I have been created. Like that, I will create another one objects. Control V, Control V, Control V like this. Okay, 4 object I have created. Here I just make it as the 2. Okay, then I just go for here the 3. Okay, and here I just made it as the 4. Okay, so I'm going to create the 4 object. Here I just randomly I'm putting 105. Okay, here 106. Okay, and here 102 is there. So like this one I put it this one. This is what Sham. Okay, I can say this is what the Jam. Okay, and it is what the Tam. So like that one I have put it this object, and I want to add this one. So very simply, okay, I just write this one list.add, list.add. Okay, and in that one I can write a emp. Okay, 1. So this is what the employee 1. Okay, exactly same way I will add the all. Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay, all 4. And here I will just change it as the 2. Okay, here the 3. Okay, and here the 4 is like that one. So I just, okay, 101, 102, 103. Okay, and 104. So all 4 objects I have been added over here. Now here what we are trying here, simply see, we have added that, and now we perform the collection.sort. And what it is saying, it is saying simply that collection is not applicable for the argument type list like this one. It is not possible that we will perform. Why it is saying this one? See, it was work here for the integers and string, but it is not working for the employee, because in this one there was only one type of a data, Ram, Sham, Jam. Okay, or the 10, 5, 1 like this one. And it was very easy to sort the data by comparing the elements over here. But here actually whenever we add the records of the employee, here we have the data like employee ID, we have the names, we have the salary. Employee ID of the type integer, here the string, here it is the double type of. Okay, so how record will be get sorted? It was very difficult for here. It is very difficult for here to sort the data. Okay, it is how, on which order we have to sort, it is getting confused. on which order we have to sort, it is getting the confused over here. Okay, so whether you have to go to the sorting by the employee ID, or you have to go to the sort by the employee name, or you have to go to the salary, it is getting confused over here. And that is the reason this collection.sort method giving the error. Collection.sort method is giving the error over here. So how you can resolve that one? So see, comparator or the comparable plays role over here. Whenever you are adding the object in your collection and you perform the sorting. If you don't have the object, you have the only this kind of data or the this kind of a data, you don't need the comparable, you don't need the comparator. Okay, but as we have the object of the user defined classes in that one, okay, in that cases you need a comparable or the comparator. Hope it has been clear. Now assume like okay, we have observed the differences, so now I will show you how we can use the comparable, and then we will go to the comparator interface after that. So to go for this one, see what we have to do to use the comparable interface. Just we have to go to the class which we have added in the list, which we have added in the list. So we have added the employee object. So I just go to the employee. I just go to the employee, and here as comparable is an interface, so I just have to write the implements here comparable. I just have to write the implements a comparable, as comparable is an interface. Okay, so you guys know that if a class is implementing the interface, that class have to define all the abstract method is that. So in that one we have the one abstract method actually, and that abstract methods needs to be get implemented over here. So compare to method with object type. Okay, I will make it as a generic. If it is okay, see if it is not like this one, see unimplemented method, and you can see here I have implemented that method somewhere else below it goes. So you can see here it is the compare to method I have override. See, compare to public int compare to, here we have put it the object, okay, and return 0. So it is making it as a, it is making here as the here object type we have. I want to make it as the generics. I just remove this one again. Okay, and you can see again my class started giving the problem. Okay, so I don't want to make that object, so I don't want to compare convert that object, so I will make that this comparable I want to apply to the employee type. This comparable I want to apply to the employee type. Okay, so I just add this one, and now by putting this one it will show you unimplemented method. Now you can see here the method difference. You can see the method difference. Now here employee O is there. I will make it as the obj. I will make it as the obj. And here logic of that comparison we have to put here in the comparative method. What a comparative method does? It will return the integer value. What that integer value? So it will check. So on which order you have to sort? I have to sort by employee ID, name, or the salary. Depends on the comparison we have to write. So here assume like we have to sort the data by a employee ID. So what you can do here, if we can write the comparison logic over here. If this dot employee ID, this dot employee ID, is it greater than obj dot employee ID? Okay, and if it is that, it will return a positive value, that is return 1. I am writing return 1. Okay, like this one. Else if I just simply write here this dot employee ID, is it employee ID is less than, not greater than, then less than obj dot employee ID. If it is then I will return return here -1. I will return a -1. And else if it is not greater or it is not less, then else I will just make it as return 0. I will write a return 0. So only this one you guys have to write. Whenever you guys have to perform the sorting, only write this statement and done. Write this statement and done line. So here I want to go to the sort by employee ID. Okay, so I'm checking, is it employee, this dot employee ID is greater than this one? Okay, yes, this one, like this one, I just write. Okay, now I just save this one, and you can see as I saved this one, the error which was showing here for the collection dot sort. Now there is no problem. Okay, so now after this, if you want to see the records, you can see here. See, we just tried this one. Hope it is toString method is been implemented. So earlier it was 101 RAM, 105, 106, 102 like this one. And after sorting, the record is 101 RAM, 102 TAM, 105 and 106. So I have sorted a data. In ascending order of the employee ID. If you guys want to put that one into the descending order, just change the sequence over here. I just make here, it is the -1, and here it is the 1. Okay, rest everything will be same. I just save this one and again we'll go for this. And you can check, you can just see output for this one. See here, output 106, 105, 102 and 101. So making the data in ascending or the descending order by using the comparable, simply just we can make here the comparable as a generic of the employee type only. Whenever we are implementing the comparable, we have to override one method. Okay, that is what the comparative method. And in that comparative method, we have to provide the logic of the comparison. Okay, logic of the comparison. So I want to sort the data by employee ID. So I did like this one. Now, if you guys want to compare the data or you have to sort the data by salary, So you can't do like this one. Here, you can do either by employee ID or name or the salary. At a time, all three we cannot do by using the comparable because here we are changing the original class, employee itself. Okay, so if you want to do, you have to put this one into the comment. Okay, I just Control C. Okay, and just put this one into the comment. You can see it is been put into the comment. And now I have to go to the salary. Only change what I'm trying to do. I will replace this employee ID by salary. See, I'm just changing this one. Employee ID by salary. Okay, like this one. Here too, I just make it as the salary. Okay, and here too, I just make it as the salary. Okay, like this one. And you can see as I change this one, see, only one method comparative I can put over here. Okay, so now when I try to execute this code, you can see the data, it is been shown in the descending order of the salary. So because here it is showing, previously it is 60, 70, 90 and 50. Now it is 90, 70, 60 and 50. So I sorted the data in the descending order of the salary, I can say. Okay, earlier I just made it a descending order of the employee ID. Okay, this one was I put it by the employee. Now see, if you want to sort the data by the string, that is what the by the name, then how you can do? Again you can do that one. I just put this one into the comment. Okay, Control C this. Okay, it is been put it as a comment and I will write the third one method over here. Control V. But here now for the comparison, you don't need to write like this one. See, I will write the, okay, here simply this dot name, dot. We have one method as a string. For the string, we have the method as a comparative method. See, this dot name dot comparative. Okay, and here actually here we have to write obj dot name. So as I written like this one, see what this method does. This method is used to compare the two strings, and according to this comparison, it will return 1, okay, or -1, okay, or 0. It will return 1, -1 or a 0, depends on the comparison. So if first string is greater, according to alphabetical order, if first string is greater, it returns 1. If second string is greater, it returns -1. And if two strings are equal, it returns 0. That means that this comparative method want integer, and this method it is returning the same. So I just write here the return statement. Okay, so whatever the value it is been returning, so it is getting a return this dot name compared to this one. And now you can see as I made this change, I just go to here and try to compare this. Okay, And you can see now your data will be in order of that is what the name. See, Ram, Sham, Jam, and Tam was there. Now here Jam is there, then Ram is there, then Sham is there, and then Tam is there. So it is in the alphabetical order. That is what the ascending order of the name. Yes, hope it is clear. Comparable interface.